I think my boyfriend accidentally let something in. Let me start with the backstory. About a year ago, me and my boyfriend were sleeping when we both woke simultaneously to the sound of knocking. He immediately jumped out of bed, I stayed in bed, and we both just listened. It sounded like someone walking around knocking on each wall of the RV we sleep in. It would knock 3 times, then a few seconds later it would happen on the next wall, all the way around. My boyfriend immediately thought it was a person, so he armed himself and swung the door open to confront them, but no one was there. No footsteps, no running, nothing. We hadn't heard footsteps the whole time the knocking happened, either. We stayed up together for a while, until he eventually fell back asleep and I stayed up for the rest of the night. I forgot about what happened for a while. I started feeling uneasy while alone, but I've felt this way before many times in many places throughout my life and disregarded it. Then I started having sleep paralysis. I'm frozen, knowing something is in the RV with me but I can't see it. Then I started having actual nightmares. Every time I would feel like something was in there with me but never see it. These nightmares started escalating until last night I had one where whatever was with me actually started interacting with me, and not nicely. I remember having to run outside to my boyfriend because whatever it was kept trying to hurt me. It was terrifying. I've noticed the frequency of my non-related nightmares also increased drastically, with a lot of them being the same nightmare repeated for a few nights in a row, then a different kind of nightmare repeated for a few nights, in some sort of cycle. It's been years since I've had nightmares this frequently and half a decade since I had recurring nightmares, and never have I had them cycle like this. One night a few months after the knocking incident, I woke abruptly to the sound of a woman whispering behind me, something I couldn't make out. It sounded almost like my name or her saying, "Can't breathe." I was so scared I even texted my sister states away to tell her, and told my boyfriend as soon as he woke up. It stuck with me for days. The dream I had last night had a woman in it as well. I don't know if it's the same woman. I'm scared. I'm getting more and more uncomfortable being alone. I can't even sleep if my boyfriend isn't here with me. The nightmares keep getting worse. I keep waking up feeling like I can't breathe, like I'm suffocating. When the knocking happened that night I was so drowsy and spooked I didn't even think to warn my boyfriend not to open the door. It didn't even dawn on me for months that he shouldn't have opened the door. I think whatever it is got in. He hasn't had any experiences aside from something pushing his foot off of a chair he was propping it on, but he brushed that off. Even when I'm outside by myself at night now I feel watched or like something is following me. I keep hearing noises that just don't seem coincidental, inside and outside. It's got me on edge constantly. I know this might sound fake to some people, or way too cliché, but I swear I'm telling the truth. I promise this is all actually happening, and I'm too scared to fabricate anything.